Yo, there's a new Plastic Man book. It's written by Gail Simone. That's boss.
Plastic Man, Plastic Man, Plastic Man. He's a real good guy in a bright red suit, and he always wears goggles and a belt that's a beaut. He was a crook, but he reformed and then he reformed and reformed and reformed again. Plastic Man, Plastic Man.
Greetings, children of the screen. Your friendly neighborhood nerd scum here once again, coming at you with another Quick Thoughts video. This week focusing in on Plastic Man #1 by Gail Simone, Andrea Malot, Kelly Fitzpatrick, and Simon Boland. We open in Coal City on a local gangster with a baseball bat behind his back being chewed a new one by his girlfriend, who is pissed that he's taken time out of their date night to bludgeon some poor bastard with a baseball bat. Turns out this poor bastard is Eel O'Brien, aka Plastic Man, but these guys don't know that. Two of the gangster's thugs, formerly Eel's friends, hold him down while the gangster Sammy the Suitcase beats him mercilessly. After the gangsters have left, Plastic Man begins to sing a little song as he rearranges his broken, beaten body, revealing that it was all a ruse. After returning from the dead, Plastic Man is missing a good bit of his memories, and these former friends of his are certainly responsible, but he has to find out for sure. With that, Plastic Man forms himself into a ball and begins bouncing across the city, making chase. He catches up with one of the thugs, Benny, and takes the form of a Wonder Woman Plastic Man mashup, as he knows the one thing Benny truly fears and hates are women. Benny freaks out and attacks. Plast, using his shape-shifting abilities, torturously interrogates the man until he gets his answers, but not the answers he was looking for. That night, as Plastic Man sleeps, memories of his final job begin to creep into his dreams, and as he wakes, thrashing in bed, screaming, "I'm sorry!" But, to his surprise, a beautiful woman in skin-tight black leather is holding a gun on him. This is Obscura, an agent of Spiral, and she needs his help. She tells him that there is a cabal working towards complete global domination, who already have agents embedded in the police, government, and even the superhero teams. She needs someone that nobody will know to be their own double agent. But they're interrupted by a phone call. It's Benny. But he's calling for Eel. He's begging for help, claiming, I'm sorry, I didn't know who else to call, I'm sorry, I hurt you, but you gotta help me. There's something that's not human trying to break down my door." Plast rushes over, but it's too late. Benny lay bleeding out. Plast asks him who did this, and with his last act, he raises a bloody hand and paints the letters JLA on the wall. Despite his horrible betrayal, Plast vows that whoever did this, whether they be Cape or not, he will find them. Then suddenly there's a flood of light and a voice screaming for Plastic Man to put his hands in the air. It's the cops. Lots of cops, armed to the teeth, and a woman standing behind them screaming, "That's him! I saw that man kill my neighbor!" And that is where this issue leaves us off. The art in the book from top to bottom is really fantastic. The combination of the pencils, the inks, and the coloring really help bring out a world in which Plastic Man feels organic but yet still stands out. Not to mention that, like, whenever they're drawing the powers, like, they manage to give him just enough weight and just enough, like, dispersal of mass that it really sells the idea of the stretching. I do have to say that, like, the power of stretching wasn't used very creatively in this issue, but I really think that is more of a writing issue than it is an art issue. So I was one of the few who was on board with Gail Simone writing this book. However, it feels like maybe she's not quite up to the task. Now, don't get me wrong, she has a decent understanding of who Plastic Man is at his core and what makes him an interesting and fun hero to read about. And even the basic story she's got going on is perfectly acceptable, but all the details are wrong. The dialogue is drab and boring, the humor is abysmal in this book, and even whenever there are, like, good setups or a good joke in there, Gail Simone cannot get out of her own way. Great example is Plastic Man as Wonder Woman, which is legitimately funny, but both pages that takes place on are just filled with political rhetoric that just chokes the life out of the joke. But really the biggest issue is that I suppose this is trying to work as like a reinvigoration or a reboot of the Plastic Man origin story, and it is at best lazy. It is one of the most boring, stock, copy-paste, heist gone wrong that I've ever seen committed to the pages of frickin' comic books or to film. If someone brought that in a script to me, I would tell them that they, a writer, needed to reassess their life choices. In conclusion, guys, this is not the worst book I've ever read. The artwork is pretty fantastic, and while I hate to admit it, unfortunately the writing in the book is pretty much just on par with the comic book industry right now in terms of the big two. But as a Plastic Man fan, this book is everything I did not want out of them bringing this character back. Which is also kind of ridiculous because Plastic Man's being written really great right now in the Terrifics, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, as a Plastic Man fan, I will probably keep buying this book, if only for the art, but unfortunately this week, this book's only going to be getting 2 out of 5 GGs, and unfortunately I cannot recommend it. And like I said, those 2 out of 5 are mostly for the artwork. Right on, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please leave a like and share it with some friends. That's more important now than ever with everything YouTube is changing up on small YouTubers like myself. Also, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit that little bell so you can get updates on all the dope content I'll have coming out in the future. Furthermore, guys, if you'd like to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, I will have the link for that in the description below. Once again, thank you very much for your time, children of the screen. I hope you all have a good one. Nerd Scum, out.